Hi everyone, my name is Kathy and today I'm going to show you how to create this Deathly Hallows pin. We're going to use Autodesk Tinkercad, and you can access Tinkercad for free by going to tinkercad.com and making an account. Here's a look at what we will be making in today's class. The inspiration for this piece comes from Harry Potter. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan and I own all the books and have read them multiple times. This design is made using basic geometric shapes and just takes a couple minutes to print using a 3D printer. This particular piece is made of PLA filament and was made by the wonderful team over at KiraKira. You too can have your finished design printed just like this if you submit it to KiraKira. I'll tell you how to do that at the end of this class. Let's get started with learning. I'm already logged into my account. I'm going to create a new design. And they actually already have a bunch of geometric shapes that are available for you to use. We are going to use the shape generator and then click on this polygon and drag it to the center. And now you have the option of selecting how many sides you want. Since this is a triangle, we're going to use 3. You can uncheck this pointed box and you will get a triangular prism. In terms of the height for the gray triangle, we want this to be about 3 millimeters tall. So right now you can see if we hover over that button, it's 5 millimeters tall. We want to have a cutout of this triangle. Copying and pasting Command C if you're using a Mac and Command V. Now we have 2 triangles, but to get a cutout of the original triangle, we're going to have to scale this one down. And as you're adjusting these sizes, hold down Shift. So the ratio of the dimensions do not change. And click on this center white dot and drag it down. So that's a good size. You don't need to change that. When you have your shape on a smaller snap grid, then when you're adjusting these sizes, it's also minute changes. So then if you use your arrow keys, you can make subtle adjustments to where this triangle is. Select both triangles and click Group, and then click Away. And now you can see that you use green triangle to cut a hole in the gray triangle. And that's the beginning of our Deathly Hallows. So this triangle was the cape, if you are familiar with Harry Potter then. Yeah, the triangle was an invisible cloak and the stone. That is just a circle, and we are going to use, I want to make this circle a little bit bigger. I need to take a circle and then cut out a circle from another circle. To see how big this prism is, you can just click on it and mouse over the edge right here, but as you can see, it's a little bigger than we want it to, so all we have to do is scale it down. So press Shift, play around with the size. So just drag it down a little bit more, and that'll be good. And I want my circle to intersect the edges of the triangle some more so that it can fuse together. So I'm gonna, the smaller the number, the more minute changes you're making. So we're gonna change it to the 0.1, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. That should look good, and if you look at it from a bunch of different angles, it should look all good. And drag it to 3 millimeters to make it the same height as the rest of our design. And click on Whole instead of Color. Everything has turned gray. To see this cutout happen, and we're going to drag it over and place it right here. Be about 3 millimeters. And now we're going to highlight both, and then let's try grouping it and seeing how it looks. Now when I group it, it should all meld together and group those together. All right, looks good. The third Deathly Hallow was the wand. The next step is to create the line in the middle. So drag this box to your plane next to the triangle, and you can see these adjustment points, and we're going to make it a little difficult to find the exact size you want sometimes, but don't worry about making it perfect as long as it's in. And then I'm going to move it down a little bit. And then if you zoom out, you'll see that you have Yes, that's what I wanted. This part a little higher up. Play around so that we can get it to the right to 3 millimeters. Or clicking on the general size that we want, it'll be fine. It looks pretty good right now, but actually if you look at it from the side, this line is really tall compared to the triangle. And then if you zoom out, I'm going to drag it to the center. And then if we return to this top view, you can drag, I guess this is a rectangular prism right now, and drag this height down to 3 millimeters so that it'll be the same height as the triangle, about 3 millimeters wide, centered. And you kind of have to eyeball this because we're going to group this anyway. All right, I'm happy with that. So Tinkercad is great. To save your design, you don't need to do anything. It automatically saves so that when you go back to your account, but to download for 3D printing, the Deathly Hallows, to save it as an STL, you want to click on download for 3D printing and then click on STL and it should download right here. Let me show you what this will look like in Tinkercad. All of your Deathly Hallows together. Congrats on finishing your design. Now that you know how to create this Deathly Hallows pin, you have the skills to make so many other things. Visit KiraKira.com to browse all the other cool designs you can learn to create. Thanks for watching this tutorial, and I hope you continue to make awesome designs.